What is up, guys? My name is Jake. Welcome to Abandoned Episode 8. So, a little quick thing before we do start the video. First of all, we made a new section on our website, I guess, and that is where you need to put all your abandoned suggestion topics. So, if you have a topic for what we should do next time we do an abandoned episode, go put it there. That'll be in the link below, and you'll see it right on the screen here. Second of all, if you haven't not subscribed, if you haven't followed our Twitter, go do that, because like I said before, we post all of our the updates and all that on what we should do, and we like to talk to you guys about stuff. Anyway, enough of me rambling, let's get on with the video. Today we're talking about Disney's Pop Century Resort, the legendary years. Not gonna lie, this is actually kind of a creepy one. Right, so in the early to mid-90s, Disney took a gamble on a relatively new idea and opened 3 value-priced resorts. These were Disney's All-Star Sports Resort, Disney's All-Star Music Resort, and Disney's All-Star Movie Resort. I just said that. These turned out to be very successful and a good payoff, so Disney wanted to step it up a little. So, in the year 2000, Disney announced that they would build the largest resort on property that hosts a staggering 5,760 rooms displaced in 20 buildings. That is a lot of rooms! This planned resort was to be built right outside of Disney's ESPN sports complex. Kind of, it's across the way, it's there somewhere. The resort was to be divided in 2 distinct sections. These were the legendary years and the classic years. The legendary years was going to have oversized props that were themed from the 1900s to the 1940s. The classic years was to be the exact same, only that it would be themed from the 1950s to the 1990s. These separate sections would be divided by Hourglass Lake in the middle, and a bridge named the Generation Gap would connect the two. In addition, the buildings would have an extra floor than all the other value resorts, making it 4 stories instead of 3. Construction started in 1999 on both halves. The resort was officially set to open in 2001, but sometime in June of that year, Disney announced that they would postpone the opening until March of 2002. This was done because Disney stated, and I quote, they had concerns over the appearance of the partially completed property. Then came the devastating events of 9/11. A severe drop in tourism occurred, which meant a great loss of visitors for the Walt Disney Resort. This caused Disney to partially close sections of existing resorts to cut costs. Disney also announced the opening date for Pop Century would be cancelled. Construction then resumed on the classic years, as the legendary years side set uncompleted, as Disney really had no need for the 2,880 rooms. Then, on December 14th, 2003, Disney's Pop Century Resort officially opened to the public. Reviews were fairly positive, and it was actually pretty popular. As, you know, the resort was well themed, I guess, and it had relatively cheap prices as low as $77 a night. And if you don't know Disney hotels at all, that's freaking cheap for a Disney hotel. The legendary years side, on the other hand, was roughly about 35% complete. Roughly. Only 2 guest buildings were constructed, along with small utility buildings and the main lobby. Outlines and even the foundations of the other buildings could be seen on the ground. As for the already built buildings, they were only an empty shell, as only the plumbing and some electrical was installed. The guest buildings were empty shells. The lobby was also presumed to be completely empty inside as well, and used for a little bit of storage. Some of the props for the hotel were also seen on the left side of the lobby. Parking lots were also completely constructed. Guests started spotting the abandoned building across Hourglass Lake, which led to some complaints about the new hotel. A chain-link fence was used to keep guests off the legendary years site. The Generation Gap Bridge was also kept open, but when you reached the other end of it, it was kind of just like this little resting area, as dense foliage was grown to hide the buildings from the view on the bridge. With Pop Century doing very well, Disney announced that the legendary years would open in 2007. Strangely enough though, no reason was given, and no work ever actually resumed on the resort. So, what happened to the resort? Well, in 2005, Nickelodeon Suites Resort opened. We all know how I feel about this resort, but the fact of the matter is, Disney took notice that people loved the family suites. So in 2006, Disney introduced a brand new family suites in their All-Star Music Resort. Now, with that in, it became a huge success. This actually could have been the reason why Disney never moved forward with the 2007 opening date for the Legendary Years. So, with the great success of the family suites, Disney announced in May of 2010 that a brand new resort was to be built to occupy the Legendary Years site. This resort would house 1,120 family suites. Wow! And since the Legendary Years site already had 2 built buildings, with the normal rooms already installed and all that, it would just be cheaper to use them. So Disney also announced that the new resort would house another 864 normal rooms. So when Disney started construction, they actually just used the pre-existing buildings that were there. And you can actually tell by the roof color, it's weird. The new suite buildings, however, would go exactly where the outlines were for the original buildings. The new resort was going to be named Disney's Art of Animation Resort. 7 buildings make up the suites, and 3 buildings were used for standard rooms. So after the construction, Disney's Art of Animation finally opened to the public on May 31st, 2012. This is actually the last resort Disney has built. Discluding the Vacation Club, because those don't count. Personally, I like the resort. It has the largest pool on property, and you can hear the music underwater, which is, you know, pretty cool, kind of. The suites are actually reasonably priced, around what you would pay for a standard room-ish in a modern hotel. Honestly, to me though, I don't really like the oversized props in the value resorts. I don't really like any of the value resorts, to be honest with you, and Art of Animation doesn't really classify to me as a value resort because it has suites. But sure, it's fun. I mean, like, they have all the oversized props, like I said, it's fun, but I find it actually pretty tacky, honestly. I mean, really, when I think of a Disney resort, I think of something really elegant, like, you know, Grand Floridian or Port Orleans or something. And I don't know, Disney can't seem to build anything without slapping a pre-existing Disney brand on it, so what happened to being original? But I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I mean, I don't know, like, can we get an original idea for a ride, please, one day? Maybe a new hotel, maybe? I don't know, something that's not Vacation Club and they're not trying to sell you at every friggin' corner. Because who do I know is actually going to pay for the freaking bungalows in, what's it called, Polynesian? Like, are you going to spend 13 grand a night? I don't think so. I'm not going to anyway. I don't know. That's my rant. Anyway, guys, that is our video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, welcome to our family, and if you're subscribing right now, welcome to our family. Thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. You guys are just freaking incredible. I love you all. Yeah, hope you guys liked the video. My name is Jake. I'll see you guys later. Then, on December 14th, 2003, Disney's Pop Century Resort